Think about the person who raised you, the one who showed up, who stayed, who kept going even when things were hard. Now imagine growing up and deciding that the person deserved to be celebrated by the entire country. Stick with me to the end of this video, because today's story is about exactly that, and the remarkable woman behind a holiday that billions of people celebrate every single year. Hi, I'm Sarah, and our story begins in 1909. A young woman named Sonora Smart Dodd is sitting in a pew at Central Methodist Church in Spokane, Washington, listening to a sermon about Mother's Day. Mother's Day has just become a recognized holiday, and the pastor is speaking beautifully about the love and sacrifice of mothers, and Sonora is listening. She really is. But her mind drifts, the way minds do in church sometimes, and a thought takes hold of her that she simply cannot shake. What about fathers? Because Sonora Smart Dodd knew something about fathers that most people in that church did not. She knew what it looked like when a father gave everything he had. Her father's name was William Jackson Smart. He was a Civil War veteran who had settled his family on a farm outside Spokane, Washington. And when Sonora was just 16 years old, her mother died giving birth to her youngest brother. William Smart was left alone with 6 children, and he did not walk away. He did not send the children to relatives or give up the farm. He rolled up his sleeves and he raised every single one of them himself. Sonora would say of him many years later, "He was both father and mother to me and my brothers and sisters." Can you imagine being that child? Watching your father become the whole world for your family? That is the image Sonora carried in her heart every day of her life. And sitting in that church in 1909, she decided it was time to do something about it. She got to work. She went to the Spokane Ministerial Alliance and the local YMCA, and she made her case. She wanted a day, a real official day, set aside to honor fathers the way Mother's Day honors mothers. She even had a date in mind, June 5th, her father's birthday. The ministers loved the idea. They just needed a little more time to prepare their sermons, so they pushed the date to June 19th. And on that Sunday morning in 1910, something completely new happened in America for the very first time. Preachers across the whole city of Spokane delivered sermons in honor of fathers. People wore roses to church, red ones for fathers still living, white ones in memory of fathers who had passed. The mayor issued a proclamation. The governor of Washington did too. Sonora spent part of that day personally delivering gifts to fathers around the city who could not get out on their own. It was beautiful, and word spread fast. By the 1920s, Father's Day was being observed in communities all across the country. But here's the part of this story that I find extraordinary. It took 60 more years, 60 years, before Father's Day became an official national holiday. Sonora Smart Dodd spent most of her life pushing for that recognition. She went to art school, she raised her son, she designed dresses in Hollywood for a time. She earned her high school diploma at 44 years old, and through it all, she never stopped advocating for fathers. President Woodrow Wilson celebrated Father's Day in Spokane in 1916. President Calvin Coolidge gave his support in 1924. President Lyndon Johnson issued a proclamation in 1906. And finally, in 1972, President Richard Nixon signed it into permanent law. Sonora Smart Dodd was 90 years old. She had lived to see it. She passed away in 1978 at the age of 96. And today, there is a monument in her honor in Riverfront Park in Spokane, Washington. The city where one daughter's love for her father changed the world. You know what moves me most about Sonora's story? She did not set out to make history. She just loved her dad. She thought about everything he sacrificed, everything he quietly carried, and she thought, someone should say thank you. And that one thought, held on to long enough and acted on with enough heart, became a holiday that billions of people celebrate around the world today. So here's my question for you today. Is there a story about your father or your grandfather or someone who stood in that role for you that deserves to be told? A quiet sacrifice nobody ever knew about, a moment of courage, a piece of wisdom passed down at the kitchen table that you still carry with you? Because those stories are treasures. They are irreplaceable. And I promise you, the people who come after you will ache to know them someday. Your children, your grandchildren, the ones not even born yet, They will want to know who these people were, what they believed, how they loved. You are the only one who holds those stories. Nobody else can tell them. And when you are gone, they go with you, unless you write them down. That is exactly why I want you to grab the free family story writing guide linked right below this video. It is our gift to you, and it is a beautiful, simple way to start turning those memories into something your family will hold onto for generations. If History Sparks has touched your heart today, please hit that subscribe button and come back every single day. We are a community here, and every day brings a new story worth knowing. Share today's video with someone who loves their dad or who is lucky enough to still have him around to call. I am Sarah, and I will see you next time right here on History Sparks.